On this edition, I'm going to go over Jon Jones's DUI and try and look at it from all spectrums in regards to everything. So here's what happened is early Saturday morning, Jon Jones crashed his Bentley into a pole, and then he was arrested under the suspicion of driving under the influence. So there's a couple ways that we can all look at this. Is one, I'd like to just state and make this clear right away, is that one, I don't condone drinking and driving. It has affected so many people's lives and families and everything, and is something that should not be condoned at all. So I'm not here to support Jon Jones in that sense. The fact that he was drinking and driving, that is a serious offense. It is something that should be taken seriously. And also in regards to this is that nobody was hurt, thank goodness. He didn't hit another car. He didn't hit a person that was crossing the street. Nobody was hurt. So that's also very important in regards to all this as well. But there's a couple things that need to be brought into light here, or brought to light, is that the UFC has made Jon Jones really the face of the sport ever since UFC on Fox has happened, UFC on FX. Jon Jones is in absolutely every commercial. He's been in the Believe Your Eyes commercial. Great commercial. But also, he's done plenty of other different things for them. Not to mention, there's a lot of irony behind this, is that Jon Jones was in the Bud Light commercial, and obviously they stayed in the Bud Light commercial, drink responsibly. And obviously Jon Jones is going against the complete motto of drinking responsibly. And not to mention that Bud Light, I don't think Bud Light's going to take this too kindly, especially their sponsorship in regards to everything. So it does not look good. And people saying, I think the most important thing to talk about is the image of Jon Jones. People say that this won't affect Jon Jones too much. And you know what? Jon Jones will live to fight another day, most definitely. Okay, there's no doubting that. Jon Jones is still an elite level talent. He will still be successful in the UFC. He will live to fight another day. So that's one thing that needs to be said. But people saying that this won't affect Jon Jones at all. Jon Jones will be just fine. It's happened before to the Rampages and to all these other fighters, the Pearsons and all this other stuff. It has. And those fighters have come out running on their feet and they've been just fine. However, these fighters were not put in the spotlight as much as Jon Jones has been. And the one thing that Jon Jones is going to have to battle and to try and reestablish again is his reputation, because he's gotten this image of this good guy, this caring guy. I know people have said this whole image that Jon Jones is a little arrogant, he's a little cocky. Well, rightfully so, he's an outstanding fighter. But his reputation, this is something he's going to be facing for quite some time. This will not just go away. Okay, people ask questions about fights and what happened in the fight and stuff. But we're talking about driving under the influence and setting the right example. And especially with the UFC's backing behind Jon Jones, I don't want to say that this really hurts the UFC immensely, but it does not look good at the same time. So I don't want to say this will be the worst thing that will happen in the UFC, which it's not, but it's not the best thing best thing to happen to the UFC. Obviously, Dana White came out and said that this isn't my week in regards to his comments about Jon Jones, and most definitely not. Obviously, this is really your stud. This is your golden boy, and your golden boy just screwed up. And I think there's a couple things that could really be taken away from this as well, is that this all depends. I think the biggest factor is obviously Jon Jones has to really get his reputation better from this, but also at the same time is that Jon Jones has had, like I said before, is that people say he's arrogant or he's very cocky. I think this is something that is going to make Jon Jones, it's going to make Jon Jones a better fighter and a better individual. He will grow from this, but it all depends on how he goes about doing this. He could either run with this opportunity, this is a time to really mature, or this is a time that he could go in the complete opposite direction from this. It all depends on how Jon Jones deals with this situation. That is the most important factor in regards to this. How will Jon Jones deal with this situation? What's his next step moving forward? Obviously, he has to face the critics. He also has to go to court, especially in the state of New York, which has a zero tolerance policy in regards to drinking and driving, so he will have to face the critics in regards to that. But like I said before, Jon Jones will live to fight another day. And like I said, in regards to his being overly confident and arrogant, I think, if anything, I said that Jon Jones needed to be humbled in order to be the greatest of all time. Everybody needs to be humbled at some point in their life, whether it's losing or being brought or pushed to your limits. And this isn't in the octagon, but this is one of those bigger lessons that you'll learn about, and it's a life lesson. And Jon Jones is most definitely learning that right now. And I think if he deals with this situation properly, which I believe Jon Jones can, he's got a good head on his shoulder. Obviously, he made a mistake. We all make mistakes in life. And he has the shot at a second chance. And if he runs with this opportunity and this situation well, I think this will only make him a better mixed martial artist. This is a very humbling experience. And everything was going right for Jon Jones. He had one of the best years for a mixed martial artist ever. defended the lightweight belt multiple times to a bunch of former champions and some of the greatest that we've seen in this decade. So Jon Jones, everything was going great, and he finally, you could say technically now he's hit rock bottom. So how he deals with this situation will be the biggest factor. And I think Jon Jones will embrace this situation. He's going to deal with it how he's going to deal with it, and I think he's going to turn out to be a better mixed martial artist and a better person in regards to this. I think this is obviously we learn, he's learning the hard way, but I think Jon Jones will run with this situation. Once again, like I said before, I don't condone drinking and driving. Jon Jones screwed up big time. I'm not here to support him in regards to what he did, but I will support Jon Jones into getting back on the right track. So here's what, in regards to everything, is just hopefully Jon Jones will get back on the right track. Hopefully nothing too serious happens to him, but he's going to get what is coming to him. Okay, he has to face critics. He's going to get what punishment he deserves. Drinking and driving is something that's not tolerated, and hopefully he grows from this, both mentally and also in the octagon, and become an even better mixed martial artist and a better individual. So hopefully everything is all right with Jon Jones, and hopefully we will see him in the octagon sometime soon. And that's what I have for this edition. This is Kyle Delaney signing off. I'm out of here.